Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucie, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris News. Disneyland Paris has released its 2021 digital brochure with an updated Walt Disney Studios map featuring the new road trip attraction.
From April, Disney's Newport Bay Club will be used as a COVID-19 vaccination centre.
Disney Cruise Line have released UK-only staycation itineraries for summer 2021. The trips will be 2 to 4 nights, and you could visit such exotic locations as London Tilbury, Newcastle, Liverpool, and Southampton.
And Disneyland Paris has launched another edition of the Behind the Magic video series, featuring newly released concept art from Hotel New York, Art of Marvel.
I went off script there, sorry Lucy.
It's all right. When we come to
I
that,
liked it.
You've misunderstood something, Chris, but I'll tell you when we come to talk about that piece of news. I thought you had in the discussion, but I'll let you off because you're not feeling great today, are you? And
I'm not sure I've misunderstood, but we'll see. No, I'm not feeling great at all.
We've put off talking about this because we asked when he first joined the call, and we said, you know what? Tell us on the show what happened last night, Chris.
Well, the clock's changed for a start off, which when you've got kids is always a bit of a pain, whether it's forwards or backwards, really, isn't it? But then what happened was at about 3:45 in the morning, our doorbell rang. And we went to check to see who was there, looked out the window, nobody there. I thought, I'll put my shirt on and pop downstairs. And Laura said, don't go downstairs. Go and have another look. Are you sure there's not someone out there? So I had a quick look, couldn't see anybody. Laura thought she heard a noise, so she came over to the window, called out of the window, hello, who's there? And some guy went, huh? What?
Oh, no.
And she went, oh, what are you doing outside my house? Who are you looking for? And he just kept going, what? And then I picked up my phone and dialed emergency services, like you do, because I was like, I don't know if someone's in the house and this is someone outside the house. Well, a robbery's going on, or what on earth is going on?
Doing a distraction.
Yeah, so I called the police. Laura said, my husband's calling the police, and I said...
Use some fruity language, did you?
Use some fruity language, exactly. I'm going to have to put a thing on that. Let's move on. I apologise for any children watching. So the police were really kind about it, really nice, and said, we'll send somebody round. But the guy kind of walked off then. So we posted on our Facebook group and let people know that there was some weirdo hanging around.
It was just goofy.
But...
It was just goofy.
He was lost.
Well, we didn't hear it around our side of the 37 Disney
Funny
Street property.
That, isn't it?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, because we live in the same house, don't we? I keep
slept
forgetting.
through.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, it was a bit of an ordeal, and means that I've had very little sleep, and so any mistakes, like I don't know, me swearing on a show, are entirely not meant.
Yeah, when I said to the audience, Chris isn't feeling well, I actually meant you've had an hour's sleep in the last 48 hours, haven't you, or something?
I had a bit more sleep than that. I'd had like 3 hours sleep by the time that happened, but it just took a good hour and a half, 2 hours to get back to sleep. So
yeah,
bit of a pain. And now we're a little bit jumpy, like you would be, I guess.
Wow.
Someone's trying to get in your house.
So that's fun. Do we have anyone in the chat, Huey?
There's a bunch of people there. Keeping pretty quiet though. Helen Macro says good evening. Hi, Helen.
Hello, Helen.
And Susie's there.
Oh, Susie.
Oh, Susie. Happy birthday to Mr. Susie.
Happy birthday to Mr. Susie. And, well, she's been very accusatory of me on Twitter this week because she's booked a Walt Disney World holiday and she's blamed me directly.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm going to be blamed for anything, spreading the magic of Disney into people's lives, you're welcome, is all I can say. So what's your countdown now, Susie? Is it be about 400 days, will it?
If we go then as planned, we will just miss you, is it? Has that been...
There'll be about a week between, because we are, no matter what happens this year, we're going May next year because I've got a big birthday and she's booked for the beginning of May, but my birthday's the end of May. So we thought for a second we might run into her, which would have been nice, but alas, no.
1 year, 1 month, and 2 days.
There you
she
go.
says. Speaking of big birthdays, well, no, not speaking of big birthdays, but more on that later.
Yeah, we will get to that. Right, shall we discuss some news? Let's discuss.
She said she'll see if she can extend it.
Yeah, I think so. Just refuse to leave. That has occurred to me when I've been on Disney holidays before. I'm just, what would they do? What would the security guards do if I just sat down in the lobby with my arms folded and went, no, not going.
You can't make me.
Right. Okay. So we've got this new map. Yes, I just realised I put featuring twice in the news there, Hugh. I'm sorry, I'm not reading my own work.
It's all right. I crossed it out and changed it to with, so no one would have ever known.
So we've got this new digital map. Well, digital brochure. Yes, please. That would be super.
Sorry. You can't see what I can see, can you? Or what the people can see.
It's all right.
We will. I've got it up here.
Yeah, and I can bring it up here if we need a closer look.
Technical issues.
But in the digital brochure, there's this new map of Walt Disney Studios. Now, I very distinctly remember this happening. It must have been 2019 when we'd got a trip booked, when all of a sudden the backlot area disappeared and there was an A. And everyone was really excited about it.
And everyone was like, hey?
And Cars Motors Action was still there because they were using a sort of backwards route where you walked behind the Tower of Terror for it. So when you sent me this and you went, oh, look, Cars Motors Action's still there. I was like, Chris, it's an old map. This is old news. It's an old map. But then, I know, I was very withering. But then you pointed me out the source. And so we've had another look. But I think that half of the map, can the audience see it now, Chris?
Yeah,
they can see it. Yeah, it's small, but they can see it.
Yeah. So the left-hand side of the map, where it says Avengers, but it still says Backlot, because that's no longer going to be called Backlot, that area, and it's already cordoned off, never to be opened again. And Cars Motors Action, I think is just laziness on part of the graphic design. I know that sounds ridiculous, but we know it's not called Backlot and it never will be again. We know that.
I don't understand this map. It's like a hybrid. It's like a halfway between where it was and where it's going to be. And like, there's bits there that shouldn't be there. There's bits there that should be there but aren't there.
I think I preferred the last map that didn't have anything on it.
Yeah, but a few things to point out is Studio D is Studio D, so that's been updated. But we know that should. They haven't said as much, but it's inferred that that's opening with the park whenever that is.
I could do with a D.
So I think that's good to go. Is that attraction?
Does anyone remember the Brooke Bundy adverts?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could do with a D.
Didn't we tweet about this a while ago? I'm sure we did. I seem to remember it coming up in a conversation.
Yeah, we've talked about it recently.
The other thing is Cars Route 66 is on there, jolly good. So this is why Hugh says it's a bit of a hybrid, it's a bit of old and new, because the new attractions are there. But it is called Cars Road Trip Route 66. And I thought we'd had an announcement about 3 weeks ago saying that they dropped the Route 66 and it was just going to be called Cars Road Trip.
I thought that as well, yeah.
But it does say Route 66 on here. So, I mean, obviously, they are producing these things way in advance, aren't they? So that could be an explanation. But also, sloppy work, Disney. Sloppy work.
Someone didn't get the memo.
And I think they underestimate the level to which the online Disney community pour over these things. We're second only to Star Wars fans with these kind of details. Everybody with the magnifying glass out. So, yeah. But I don't know. It's there and stuff's happening and it's looking a lot prettier than it did 10 years ago, at least.
It's still good enough to read on the bog, which is something I like to do, is look at a theme park map on the bog.
Oh, speak my lingo. Okay, news number 2 is a little boring. Disney's new Park Bay will be a vaccination centre. Well, good. At least it's been used for something. They've got a big car park, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, playing the part again.
Good on them.
Right. The Disney. Okay. This is where I said I think you've misunderstood something, Chris. And I wasn't being salty. All the Disney Cruise Line. Let's talk about it from the beginning. because you're not allowed to, international travel and international regulations are so up in the air. And even when international travel is allowed, international regulations for cruise ships are bizarre. But if they stay in the waters of a single country, they skip all this because they're basically a floating hotel with a lot of people in it.
A flotel.
So they skip a lot of the actual, not only the international travel laws, but also the cruise line laws. And again, there is a lot of UK Disney fans who've not been able to spend the money on Disney this year. Well, Disney don't like that. They want our money. They know we've got it in the savings account because none of us have been to Disney World this year. So they've decided to do these UK-only staycation. It annoys me when people misuse that word, but we'll talk about that in a second too.
It annoys me when they use that word.
Yeah, absolutely. These staycation trips. So staying in UK waters, the reason I kind of picked it up on you is there's 4 parts: London, Tilbury, Newcastle, Liverpool and Southampton. Now they are setting off from those parts, but once they set off for their 2, 3 or 4 night itinerary, it's a sailing only itinerary and they won't stop. They'll just come back to Liverpool. So it's not like you get on at Liverpool and then sail to Southampton. Locations. And then get off at Southampton and go, oh, look.
Well, I wasn't thinking that I didn't realise that it would, I assumed that it would go to each place and pick up more people as it went.
No, I don't believe so because it's, they're having at-sea days. They're all at-sea days, all the days in these things.
In the choppy British Isles.
I know. I mean, it is over the summer, but I don't think it's going to be deck party weather. Especially if they start sailing north from Liverpool, you're into bad water there, aren't you? You know, the minute you get anywhere near Scotland, there's no time of year you want to be at sea and near Scotland.
Could be good for like a villains Disney cruise though, like Ursula heavy, couldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Life.
Oh,
which,
absolutely.
Let's be honest, if you go on a cruise, I would be anyway.
In those inky black seas, absolutely.
I will say, I mean, obviously, I think we'd have found out about it, but credit where it's due. As far as I'm concerned, I hadn't heard about this until Tilly Booth sent me a message about it, or sent us a message about it. So thanks for the heads up, Tilly. And also Andrew Palmer sent us info. And so we like it when you send us things.
On what? Sorry, the cruise?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we normally do find them ourselves, but every now and again we miss them, so you keep them coming.
Well, I got an email from Disney.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All right, okay.
Absolutely, yeah, that's fine. But you two are a bit more. I seem to have a bit less time to investigate some of this stuff, or maybe I'm just lazy. But
Google News Alert you.
At least send it. At least send them for my benefit, if not these two.
So my question to you guys is: would you be interested in that?
I think it would be better than nothing, but that's not saying much. I mean, I get excited now at the moment just popping out to the supermarket or to B&M on Saturday. I went wild. I went wild. But for me, the idea doesn't appeal to me. I'm not sure. I imagine the food will be good. Mm-hmm. I'm not one for meats. So that wouldn't be of any interest to me. I know it's not all about me; it's about the family and stuff. But if you're asking me,
or meet and greet, I thought you meant like the animal-based protein.
No, well, I can't eat red meat anymore. But that's by the by. And the sort of the thought of like the stage shows there on the deck with everyone there. I think what it is because it's UK only residents who can go on it. That's probably putting me off the most.
Oh, I don't think I put that in the thing. Yeah, it is UK again because of the international travel thing. It's for UK residents only, and it's in UK waters only. Chris, what would your thoughts be?
Well, I responded to Andrew Palmer on Twitter, and I said that £150 per person like it. I can't imagine spending more money than that to go.
How much?
Sit £150 per person.
If you took the shortest cruise,
that's good.
I'm going to say if you took the shortest cruise, that's 75, which is 2 nights. That's £75 per person.
Yeah, it's never going to be that cheap. I know.
No,
but
that's not even Travelodge shit.
I've been on a ferry from Dover to Calais, and I've been out on deck in the summer. And even in the summer, it is freezing. There is no chance you would get. I mean, what are you going to do? Just sit indoors the whole time? I know that these amazing, like you say, hotels on water and everything, but I don't know. I can't imagine that cruising around the British Isles is worth more than £150 per person.
We've cruised around the Mediterranean, and I loved it. And I even loved like just going to the buffets 3 times a day. I loved all that. It was great.
5 times a day.
But there was a kind of exciting feeling that we were going to exotic climes, and went to Italy and France and Spain, and it was amazing. But just going out into the sea around the British Isles and just being amongst other Brits and getting your food and having a show every now and again, I don't get it.
Can I tell you where I'm at?
Yes.
I want to do it all. With Disney, I want to do it all. And I've looked at the cruise line before, and it's very, very expensive. And if you go for a Caribbean cruise, you've got to fly there. Maybe you tack it on the end of a Disney World holiday, which is already incredibly expensive, or you have to get somewhere else. I've looked at the ones that go from Southampton and go up Norway. They're at the wrong time of year for us. All that kind of thing. Not seriously looked at them, but kind of a bucket list kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's such a big commitment for something like a cruise, where once you get there, that's what you're doing for that week. You know what I mean? And if it's not everything you dreamed it would be, it's a lot. Now, the thought of doing a 2 or 3 night itinerary from Liverpool, which would be the cheaper end of any cruise line, both because of part of exit and because it's only 2 or 3 nights, and there's not many that are only 2 or 3 nights. To get on that Disney ship, I really, really think it's worth it. Now, I've had a look, and it's the Magic. They've got currently 4 ships, and they've got another one on the way, I think. And this is the one that's got Rapunzel Royal Table and the pub next door that turns into the Snuggly Duckling. And when you have your evening meal at Rapunzel's Royal Table, you get a dinner show by the ruffians playing the piano and doing the thing and all that kind of situation. You've got the 2 theatres going on. You've also got the Artist Palette restaurant, where all the screens around you, they do art while you're eating. And these are real kind of event restaurants. And then they've got all your classes that you can learn to do certain things, like all these cruise lines have, and they've got the areas for the kids. It's the only really family-friendly cruise line. And whereas I would be very reluctant to drop £4,000 on a 7-night cruise and hope that we had a lovely time, I think as a toe in the water, excuse the pun, of would I enjoy Disney cruising, I think, well, to use your terms, Chris, I think £450 a night like it. So if we could get 2 nights for £1,000, no, for all of us, I think. Also, bear in mind this is full board.
That's the same price as I said. In fact,
you said per person. You didn't say per person per night.
£150 per. Oh no, I said for the whole thing, didn't I? Sorry, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So if we did 3 nights, it would come out just under 15,000. I don't know if this is how much it's going to be. 1,500. Sorry. I don't know if I'm guessing at prices here, but I've kind of set in my head that might be what I'm interested in. And remember, this is full board and it's Disney food. And like you said about cruise buffets, you can literally go to this full buffet restaurant 5 times a day, and they've got like ice cream things on deck.
I need to look at the food, because the food could sway it for me. Because that's my favourite thing about Disney is the food.
They've already said it's going to be a Marvel themed cruise, and there's a shawarma bar.
But you could save your money, and I know Disneyland Paris isn't open at the moment, but for £1,500 you could 5 days 4 night it.
Yeah, you could. We could do it for a lot less actually at Disneyland Paris.
I'll tell you what though, it would be good to do it, to vlog it.
There you go. That'll sell me on anything.
But,
we'll tell you.
If we did it as kind of like an investigative thing, maybe it would be interesting. Maybe.
So if you want to sponsor us on Patreon.
No, we never, just to clear it up, because people are funny, not with us, because we are like £3 a month, but with other Disney channels, people are really funny about us. I give you money so you can go on holiday. We never use it for that. We use it for green screen.
We use it to buy novelty cups.
I've just ordered a microphone.
There you go. We've ordered a microphone, and this is the kind of thing. Would anyone in the chat be interested in a UK only?
I can tell you. First of all, I just want to go back just a quick second to the map, because Andrew Palmer said it looks like a chicken laying an egg, and Mark Chester said the Cars area is what he's looking forward to the most when the Chester clan next visit.
It does look like a chicken laying an egg.
Yeah, but
me too. I'm prepared to be underwhelmed by the Cars area, not because I don't think it'll be good, but it is a very small blip on the map. But I'm excited for that too.
But on the cruise, Mark Chester also says, being an ex-mariner, I need to do a stint on one of Mickey's liners. Think traveling around the British Isles would be uber cool.
Yay!
I mean, it's easy to kind of go, oh, British Isles, but I think, it might be all right.
And you're never going to be far from the coastline if you stay on British waters, and there's some really lovely coastline.
Andrew Palmer says, if it sailed down to Jersey way, the weather could be okay. And Susie says, it's enough from me. Never wanted to do a cruise, not even a Disney one.
Yes, I'm with you, Susie.
We did it because I was pregnant and we wanted one last adult holiday, but I wanted to, because we've always stayed in youth hostels and ridiculous things, but we wanted to be somewhere where there was like a medical room.
What made us choose that? It just seems weird for us to do that. Go on a cruise, but I really liked it.
Because I wanted to be somewhere safe because I was quite pregnant.
And I don't remember so much. I remember a lot about the boat, but what I remember is all the places we visited. We went to Rome. We've been to Rome before and Barcelona before, but went to those places again. We went to Monaco.
Went to where Napoleon was born, Corsica.
I've always wanted to go to Corsica. We almost went to Pisa, but it got cancelled and we had to go to Florence instead. And where else did we go? Was that it? Where did it set off from? Parma. It was really, really nice.
But you get to see the Humber Bridge if you on the cruise.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we are familiar with the Humber Bridge.
And the not in a weird way. You're saying that like we're very familiar with the Humber Bridge. Like we
bungee jumped off it. No,
that's where Bonnie was conceived.
We went to university in Hull. This end went to university.
But
in Hull,
they did a very good coconut pudding on that cruise.
I honestly, to be honest, we won't be doing any of this unless our maybe Disney World holiday gets cancelled. I'm just thinking what to do instead, and I think this is a very viable option of what to do instead.
Hello, Bob Sangwell.
Hi, Bob. Oh, you're coming up next, actually, with Bob's questions.
Just in time.
Right, let's just get to the end of this. So another one of these videos was released that they've been releasing during lockdown. Did you watch it, Chris?
Bits of it, yes.
It wasn't as informative as the others have been. It wasn't telling us what's going on, and
I quite liked it though.
It was very nice to watch.
Educational, wasn't it?
It was.
It wasn't like there's anything we hadn't heard before, but it was quite interesting.
And I just like listening to people talk about the jobs. But we did get to see a bit more of the New York hotel, Heart of Marvel, blah, 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 blah. And it actually, the way they presented it, the images were a bit richer and a bit more 3D and a little bit more emotion, and it looked more appealing than it had previously on our Twitter feeds.
Did it bother you, Hugh? The way in which it stuck people into that bar, not properly sat on the chairs and stuff. It was really weird images.
I didn't notice that, to be honest.
Oh, it was really bothering me because I actually, because I was looking at it on my phone at photographs of it, and I kind of pinched and zoomed in a bit as well, and like it's not badly photoshopped, but it's like they've taken it from a stock thing and then stuck.
Is it like the party scene in Frozen, which we'll get onto in a few weeks on the classic show, where everyone is just stood around in groups, not moving, facing each other in a triangle? But I'll repeat that exact point on the actual.
I can't wait till we get
on
to
the
that.
review. Yeah. Not long now.
There were some live shots of the Studio D performance on that video, so it's at least in dress rehearsal, at least. So in fact, I'm probably more excited about that than I am the Cars.
Mark Chester says the tickets go on sale in April for the cruise.
The do. Did I not say that? It's on my list. They haven't given us a date in April though.
He's Julie just checked.
And
He's Julie.
I'd really like to be quick on that because I think it'll sell out quick.
I think it will because there's nothing else to do.
True.
And Centre Parks is going for something ridiculous like $6,000 a week by the sound of it. I haven't looked, but it's like now everyone's trapped in the UK. A Haven caravan is like a penthouse at the Hilton. Anyway, right. Now, I don't know.
You're saying about the hotel, Matt, the Art of Marvel hotel. I would stay there, but nothing on that video made me go, I'm liking this a bit more. It still looks like very hard edges and like it just looks like it's already dating. Like as we're watching the video, I'm like, this is dating.
The pool didn't look as bad as maybe I might have laid into the pool a little bit too much in previous episodes. It didn't look too bad with the guy that had been photoshopped into it.
I think the theme they've chosen for the pool is going to look bad on images because it's meant to be a New York subway, isn't it? And it comes back to the Oliver and Company points. Who wants to bathe in a New York subway?
They're gonna have buskers and graffiti.
If it was Ghostbusters 2 subway with a river of slime, I'd go bathe in that. That'd be fun.
I always think of that scene in Ghost where that guy comes down the subway batting everyone's.
Never seen Ghost. Never seen it.
Oh, interesting.
I will this Halloween. That's guaranteed.
Right. Our next section, I don't know anything about because Chris said Bob's got some questions for you, Lucie. Yeah. And I was like, all right.
So this is the point where I play Bob's jingle, but I haven't set it up, so I'm not going to play it. Sorry, Bob.
Sing it.
But Bob's here. How pleasant bobbing along, bobbing along with Bob Sangwell on 37 Disney Street. There you go. Now, Bob, being an evil person, decided that you weren't being challenged enough because of the 37 Quisney Street quiz. So he set 10 questions for you. Now, I don't think we can do them all today. We'll be here forever. So I think I'll start with one. And then we can decide if we want another one. And then we can do some more another time. How does that sound?
I can dish it out, but I'm not sure I can take it. Go on there, hit me.
Okay, question 1. Who do vultures Trigger and Nutsy work for?
Oh, for the sheriff of for the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yes, he has put and Prince John in brackets, so we've allowed that.
That's why I hesitated, but yeah, essentially there is henchmen, aren't there?
Correct. I'm using the bell differently today.
I'm gonna say.
Cool. Okay, an easy one to let you in that. What was the address at which Walt Disney was born?
Born?
Yeah.
I know that he grew up mainly in Marceline, Missouri, but I believe that he was born in Kansas. I don't know what that means. I don't know the address. Hang on, there'll be an Easter egg somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the...
There'll be an Easter egg.
It's on the Living with the Land ride, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
In Epcot.
So the answer is?
I don't know the address, but I know exactly what the house looks like.
15 Cherry Lane.
No, go on, tell me.
1249 Tripp Avenue, Chicago.
All right, so Illinois then.
Would you like one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Name Ichabod Crane's sweetheart.
Ichabod Crane. Ichabod Crane.
I can't.
Do you know, Hugh? Can you remember what her name is? Even the start of the first part.
Christina Ricci.
Oh. It's on the tip of my tongue. That one, I'm not going to get it.
It's Katrina Van Tassel.
Oh, do you know? I wish I'd had a bit longer because just as you were about to talk, I got Van in my head because I remembered that it's all Dutch, isn't it? And then if I'd got to Van, I think I could have worked it out.
And you said Christina as well. You said Christina Ricci, and Christina and Katrina are out a million miles.
Yeah, I could. Given a bit of thinking time, I might have got that. Don't give me any more. I'm beginning to humiliate myself.
Before I play Bob's outro song, just to let you know, I've reviewed Bob's book, and it's on YouTube at the moment. And if you'd like to win a copy of it, just go in there. And there's a question that Bob set, but I thought it was too hard, so I also give the answer in the video. So if you go in and get the answer and write it in the comments, then next week on this show, I'm going to give it away.
I'm going to buy me one of those books.
Chris, what you've done there is you've taken his question and you've kind of created a word search in itself, and they have to find it within the text of the video. Do
you know where my inspiration came from? Years and years ago on MTV, they were doing a prize to do with tickets to see The Prodigy, and the question was, what animal is on the front of the Prodigy album?
Okay, it's lobster, a crab, a lobster.
It is a crab, yeah. But at the end of the advert, while they're doing the terms and conditions, he walked on and went, "I'm a crab." So I thought, I'm going to do the same thing. Bobbing along, singing a song with Bob Zangwell on 37 Disney Street. There you go.
Okay, boys. Last week we looked at a zoning map in which there had hypothetically been earmarked an area of land between the Disney Village and Newport Bay for a new hotel. I need to stress to the watchers that this is no way proposed or planned or been announced, but there is some land there that could for potential future use. So I'm asking you, if you were made head designer / Imagineer on this project and given that land to work with, what style hotel, give me all the details, would you design?
Well, it's easy, isn't it? It'd be Mickey Mouse Clubhouse from the TV series Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Can you just imagine that with a slide to get out of your hotel room? Yeah? You go into the hotel and you're checked in by Toodles, and anytime you need anything, you just shout, "Oh, Toodles," and there's Toodles, to help you out with something random that whilst helping is not quite what you needed. I just think it would be brilliant. There's not much more to go into with that, except.
Are we talking about a nice, chunky, cartoony building?
Oh yeah, nice, chunky, cartoony building. And I think the whole thing needs to be like when they walk into the room, there's all big like buttons on the floor almost, isn't it? They've all got like their own spaces. Great for social distance. And if you think about it, when they do the hot dog dance, they all sit nice and far apart. In fact, you could have the hot dog dance every afternoon at 1:00. You know. Everyone has to do the hot dog dance, and if
everyone
you're
has
going
to
out,
do it.
You have to go out through the gate doing the hot dog dance. I think it'd be just phenomenally
That does
good.
Sound amazing.
I like it. And at the very least, all the staff have to wear ears.
Yes.
At the least, or a bow.
And I presume that as far as restaurants and eateries are concerned, it would serve hot diggity dogs.
Well, it would have to, wouldn't it? It would absolutely have to serve hot dogs. And when you leave, they'd have to say to you, "Thanks for stopping by."
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good.
I'd stay there. Huey.
Yeah.
Mine is it's actually another Marvel hotel, but because I'm not satisfied with the art of Marvel, I've come up with this, and I think you're gonna like it. It's called the Hotel Eternal at Asgard.
Oh wow.
So you approach the hotel via a rainbow bridge. A beautiful glass rainbow bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on that.
The facade of the building is like, the sort of is it a palace or something at Asgard? There's like a triangle, like, with the sort of the tubular towers of gold. That's the facade of the hotel. Inside, you're transported up and down the floors via the Bifrost. Which is represented by glass elevators with sparkling lights effect up the side of it. So, you get to the desk and they say, right, your room's number 304. So just go down there, take the Bifrost up to level 3. You're like, fair enough. There's a courtyard around the back with the Fountain of Forever. There's a pool of peace in which to take a dip. You can even stay in the Dungeon of No Escape if you like. That's downstairs. A novelty area.
It's an crash.
Yeah, it's an opulent mix of classical style with a futuristic twist, and it's it's a real touch of class.
I love that. What a great idea! Wouldn't it be ace if the art of Marvel was like that?
Yeah. They should have employed you, Hugh. Right, as ever, I've got 3 ideas. I always have 3 ideas. I have my initial idea, my improvement on the idea, and then the final idea that I go with. Now, I said this last time when we talked about doing this. All the different hotels in Disneyland Paris represent a different area of America. It's New York, Pacific Northwest, Cheyenne, Santa Fe, etc. So I was sticking to that theme and I wanted to find somewhere else totally different geographically. So my first thought was Aspen. Okay, now if you've been to or you've seen pictures of Blizzard Beach or Winter Summerland in Florida, they have built snow within Florida and they've built a whole water park. It's absolutely amazing. And I thought they could do these ski lodges and ski lifts and things like that using the fake snow. But the problem you have in Paris is that it actually snows. And I thought that you'd kind of ruin the illusion for a couple of months a year when it just seemed like a really cool ski resort.
I think it'd be all right.
Yeah. So that's option number one. Now, option number two, obviously this has been a year of growing social consciousness. And I said that all areas of America are represented in Disneyland Paris. But then it concerns me that white privilege of America is represented, and it doesn't really represent the cultural melting pot of America. So I thought somewhere I've really wanted to go that I think is mega cool is Chinatown or Little China in San Francisco. And I thought this kind of
San
Francisco, that kind of brownstone areas with the neon and the dumpling bars and all that. You could also have other kind of areas. You also have Little Germany, don't you? Little Italy, etc. But this kind of inner city, quite high-rise things. But the restaurant possibilities are amazing. You could have a complex where different nations are represented, but within an American scheme. I was very taken with that idea. But then the final idea I've gone on, thinking it needs to be marketable, is Westview, New Jersey. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
I've been creating a poll of 3, so I think we should vote on which one of Lucie's to put in. I liked the Aspen one the best.
I like the second one the best, mainly because thinking about where that hotel potentially would sit,
quite a small footprint.
The scope to rebrand the village into this kind of world eatery type place would be absolutely superb.
So what did you like?
Well, my final decision was to go with Westview, New Jersey, as in one division.
So we don't know.
But let's go with, I quite like the Chinatown. Let's go with Chinatown.
Okay. Right. So I'm tweeting this now so people can.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not certain we'll get many people voting on it, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? We did have
Chinatown, Bifrost, or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Yeah. We did have some suggestions when we first mentioned this idea 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Andrew Palmer said a New Orleans themed hotel, and that's a good idea. Matt Chester at the time said Star Wars hotel, and I'm all for that. In fact, that's a really good one. Bob Sangwell.
Both of those are represented in Florida, though. You've got Port Orleans, and you've got that weird role-playing place that's opening later this year.
Bob Sangwell said Marceline, Missouri, with its own railroad station to the park.
Yep.
And we did have something in the chat. Susie just says Phantom Manor Hotel. That's something I thought about as well, actually, when I was thinking about this. Mark Chester. Vegas Land. Might not work for the kiddies, though.
Ooh.
And in the lounge, the music of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse performed live by its writers. They might be giants. Oh, that must be for yours, Chris. Congrats on being too shy of 100, he says, by the way, because we've nearly got 100 subscribers. If Andrew Palmer, if you're having Little Germany, China, etc., would that be It's a Small World Hotel?
But as long as they don't come to life, like we discussed in last week's episode, I could live with that.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
there's some good ones there.
I think go on to Twitter after this, guys, and vote for which of our 3 you liked the best.
Yeah. I think the Star Wars hotel concept will come to Paris eventually, probably when Galaxy's Edge does. And I wouldn't be surprised if they tied that in. But I'm very cynical about the one they're doing in Florida. I'm not sure who's going to buy into it, but that's a different conversation.
I've named them Mickey's Club Hotel, the Hotel Eternal Asgard, and just Chinatown.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Tweet.
Right, and finally, and it's only a little thing as it always is. We've been watching Inside Pixar on Disney Plus today. Have you watched it at all, Chris?
I've watched the first episode. I think I've not watched loads of it though.
I think they're only about 20 minutes long,
Yeah.
but it just focuses on a single employee at Pixar, and they're very, very varied. The last one we watched was a pastry chef, and she was actually my favorite. All she did was work in, I don't want to say all she did, that's so diminutive, but she worked in the cafeteria at the Pixar building, creating all sorts of Pixar themed treats, and she was lovely, and it was really inspiring. But there's been various other artists and writers, and the person who came up with the initial concept of Onward and co-directed Onward, and I wish I could remember his name, but
Dan Scanlon.
Yeah, he did one, and I really just wanted to talk about it for a second to say, if you've got Disney Plus, they're only 20 minutes long. Go on and watch them.
I didn't actually realise that Onward was inspired by his own like family
situation.
And actually,
yeah,
it's quite an emotional watch.
It is.
I mean, it's loosely based on it, and I don't think what happened in his life. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I don't think
his dad was a wizard.
No, I don't think what happened in his life was quite as dramatic and emotional as the film. But it's kind of beautiful to know that that's where it came from, and actually, that was my favorite episode.
And
I'll give it a watch.
I've said before that on Disney Plus, I find a lot of the Disney documentaries on Disney Plus very self-serving and like big adverts. And I ended up just stopping watching them. But this one is, for its own sake, very interesting and insightful. All the episodes I watched. So I just wanted to give that a shout out to all the Disney fans who are watching. And then Hugh is turning 40 this week.
Oh, Bob Song will agree. Song will agree to me about the Onward story. I think that you found it beautiful. Yes, I am almost 40. It's happening.
Hooray!
And there's no stopping it. My body's already started to deteriorate. But
I met him when he was 19 years old. He couldn't grow a beard. I'm probably coming out of my car now.
I've got a picture of me at that age, and I have a shaving rash. Can you see this?
Move it right in front of your face. We can just about see it, but it's
Do it
across
like that.
two screens.
Oh,
Up
yeah.
a bit, up a bit. Yeah, up a bit further. Yes, there we go. Look at that.
That's the guy I met.
That's the guy who rang our doorbell yesterday.
I've got a shaving rash. I've never had that before or since. Looks like I've been eating spaghetti hoops. So Chris, he popped round. We met him in the garden at 37 Disney Street, and he handed me a couple of parcels.
I did, just in case I didn't see you, because it's a long way from my wing to yours.
Which first?
Do you know what? I don't mind whichever one you think.
This first, then. It's kind of.
You're gonna have to hold it up, by the way, because you're
radio.
when
in your ride car.
I noticed that when I was trying to hold up the cup earlier. This is. Do you know I got this because my other one's green, but I realised there's still green bits on this. So. Yeah. Oh! These are
special commissions, I presume.
I'm assuming these are Bob coasters.
They are. It's got his initials on it. BS.
From Bob Sangwell, and they're Star Wars.
Just angle them down a bit because the reflection. There you go. Perfect, like that.
There's Slave One, Boba Fett's ship, or Boba Fett if you're from the UK. We've got an X-Wing. You see that? Millennium Falcon, or Falcon if you like, and a TIE Fighter. Bob, they are a touch of real class.
They are.
And it's what I said before when Chris has got the...
They're super.
Like 3 Caballeros ones, haven't you?
Oh, because you haven't seen those properly, have you? Or
no,
have you?
But they have a timeless quality, which I love.
And a woody smell.
And they've got these, which I've learned on the back are called bumpons, I think.
Bumpons.
I think it's bumpons because I bought some for the cupboards and I was like, what are these? So if you want to search for those, they're called bumpons. They're little rubber plastic feet. They are. I
called them rubber bottoms when I was talking to Bob about it.
I love these.
They
I
smell
hope that you would.
delicious.
Right. Oh, now then, it's a Geeky Tiki I don't know what it is yet. It's a geeky tiki cup, and we're going to reveal now what's inside. Now you can see that now, and I can't.
I can't really.
Oh,
it's a Jawa.
Oh, teeny!
It's not green.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow.
Chris, I love it.
I wanted to get you the
fantastic.
Death Star one, but the cost of it was ludicrous.
I take pride and place with my others. You can also collect C-3PO, a Tauntaun, Wicket, Tusken Raider, and a Wampa.
I think Jawa's my favourite, so you chose the right one, although I do
like that one
Wicket.
best.
I do like Wicket. Wow.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Well,
Those are
that's-
lovely gifts.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
For
Bit
in a
awesome.
few days' time.
Thank you very much. There's no point in getting it out, but yeah.
Wow.
I'll put it back.
Making a bit of a racket.
Yep, sorry.
I feel like the boring person who has to wrap this joy fest up now. That was such a lovely moment of
Hang on,
sharing.
something's going on in the chat here. Happy birthday. Two-Face, I don't know what that is. Someone says ginger snot.
Oh, well, this has deteriorated.
Why is
I think this is something to do with your shaving rash.
Oh. All right, okay. Ginger snot. Okay. I thought it was like some like weird like colloquial birthday greeting. Happy birthday, ginger snot. Happy 4th decade. Mark Riley says want for the
Yeah.
Well, for either of these, I guess.
Mm.
And want to, says Matt Chester.
I would say Bob is very reasonable, and it does some fantastic art. And he did some little concept drawings for me and everything beforehand, and it was very, very quick and pleasurable.
And there's like, you know,
Experience.
there's highlights on here with white as
I
well.
know, that's what I pointed out first. I really like that.
Lovely.
Anyway,
We did get some Q&A from Mercedes at Chat Disney, but I think we've got some Disney classics coming up that are probably going to be a bit shorter. And I think that's the place to do it, because that's, you know, that was the home show, I guess, isn't it?
yeah, and we know she's a listener of the.
Yeah. I think she listens to this occasionally, but I think she's more about the other show. So we'll do it on
It's
there.
origin story, isn't it? The questions were really.
Yes, it is, yeah. So it seems
I want
appropriate.
to know how we were formed.
Yeah.
How the band got together.
Yeah.
And which drummer we originally sacked. Right. So I just want to say that my Walt Disney World dining video is up. If you're interested in me booking dining like in real time, I did a video on that this week. There's also my other video talking about our upcoming Disney World trip, and there will be a few more, but I'm gonna at least I intend to switch the stress to Disney bounding now for a couple of videos. So I'm just really enjoying the YouTubing thing, to be honest. So if you're interested in any of that, please tune in. Chris he's already plugged it, actually. It's on my list, but he's reviewed Bob's word search, Bob's book that we've just shown you. So have a look at that as well.
I'm going to do another one as well on They Drew As They Pleased, on the whole series. And also, just so that you know, Lucas and Ollie, it's half term, well, it's Easter. They want to do a couple of things to do with Disney Plus shows they've been watching. So I'm going to see what that's like. And if it's any good, I'll put them up.
Good. Everything we
Lovely.
like. And as somebody pointed out, we are 2 away from 100 subscribers now. It's we hit the ground running with the podcast side of it, but switching to YouTube was quite tricky to get the traction. But we've been getting more and more subscribers every single week. There's another 2, another 4. So we're nearly at 100, and we're hoping we can kind of capitalize on this exponential growth, as it were, to, you know, start creeping up to 200 once we reach this goal, and so on. Always working for the next big shiny object. So if any of you aren't subscribed, or you know someone who is planning a trip to Disneyland Paris, tell them about us and get them to click that.
We occasionally have good information.
Yeah. And as soon as they open, we're going to have brilliant information. Once they open, we're going to know everything.
What was the you had an idea for another show to do, like another theme?
Yeah, this is the trials of an adult Disney fan.
Yeah.
Because I've had this for several years now. You know, the questions that you get asked, like, what, you going again?
Yeah, because this is something that's happened to me at work recently. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I get sort of gently teased about it, and it's like, look, you don't get it, all right?
Yeah. And the comments about adults posing for pictures with Mickey Mouse, and I'm like, yeah, what's the problem? So I think that might be a discussion.
What do you reckon, Chris? So, like, the kind of like other people's reactions to your Disney obsession. So, what do you think?
I mean, personally, it's not been too bad at road, to be honest. But I think that's probably because people already think I'm a bit strange anyway. So
because everyone thinks we're completely
your wife's
normal.
reaction to your book collection is worth talking about.
That can be it. It can be an internal struggle within the house.
I just hope she doesn't watch any of my videos.
All right, guys.
Where did you buy those?
So I am going to wrap it up now. We're recording a quiz show after this, and that will be released on Wednesday. And then our next... Oh, go on. Somebody tell me what our next...
Meet the Robinsons.
Meet the Robinsons will be next week for our classic show. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, review, whatever you like on iTunes. 5 stars would be great. Follow us on Patreon if you want to help with the microphone costs, etc.
At 37 Disney Street, or on Instagram at 37 Disney Street underscore street.
Underscore street, yeah.
So thank you all very much. I've been Lucy. You've been great. Good night.
Bye.